Hey guys, welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today we are going to be working on Pneumaticcraft and completing the Programmer Challenge. I hope you guys are ready. So we are at the 15-hour mark at this point, and today we're going to be working towards getting the Programmer. I think that'll be pretty easy as long as you follow along. I'm going to try and cram all of that into today's episode, at least all of the information into one episode. I'm going to try. It's not guaranteed, but I'm going to try. First off, TNT. We've got to make some more TNT. I only need one, actually, which is kind of nice. Lever to activate it. And then we're going to need iron, which is going to be... I'll do 5 stacks just to be on the safe side. Now, we do have our area claimed and protected, so I'm not really worried about blowing up our base. So what I am going to do is just throw all of this on the ground, and it does consume just a little bit. We have done this already. It's actually one of the quests, and we're gonna blow it up. Kind of stand back a little. There we go. Oops. I didn't mean to actually jump like that. Alright, so we have that done, and this is going to be used for Pneumaticcraft today. And we're going to use a bunch of it. So some of the main things we're going to get is this. We're going to need... Let's jump into Pneumaticcraft. By the way, I did put a 64K drive in here. It only took just a second to make, and I figured I better do it off camera because it is just a lot of crafting. So Pneumaticcraft is going to be kind of, yeah, a lot of rabbit holing, a lot of different stuff that we're going to be working on. But first, we're going to go ahead and make a few of the major items. So one thing, pressurized tubes, a bunch of them. Let's just make 2 stacks. I'm going to use a bunch of these things. We're going to need pressure chamber walls. That's something we're going to need. What are some other things we're going to need? A bunch of these air compressors. So let's just make a stack of furnaces. At this point, we can make pretty much a stack of anything. I'm going to get just a bunch of these. 16. Just in case. And then we're going to actually need to make a pressure chamber interface, which requires a hopper. Actually, we're going to need 2 pressure chamber interfaces. So let's just make 2 of those. These actually both function as an input and output. And we'll throw that inside there. And like I said, I'm just kind of getting this. I'm going to make some pressure chamber glass, which we can use later on, and a pressure chamber valve, which we have already made one. So we probably had some already in our inventory there. Alright, and later on we're going to worry about getting this PCB blueprint. If we take a look in here, the PCB blueprint requires some emerald, so we'll get that eventually. So, back to Pneumaticcraft, and some fun stuff we're going to be working on. We're going to try and get ourselves the plastic mixer, so let's grab that. And then to be able to even get plastic, which we need LPG to be converted, LPG gets converted into plastic, we're going to need a way to convert it. And for that, we're going to need a refinery. Yeah, we're going to need 3 of the refineries. So one for each section. And then for that, we're also going to need a thermopneumatic processing plant, which this is going to allow us to convert LPG into plastic. So if I look at this, it'll go oil into the refinery. That'll be separated into 3 separate parts. And then we're going to take one of those parts, which is going to be LPG, and we're going to convert that into plastic. That's going to go inside the plastic mixer, which is going to allow us to make plastic for Pneumaticcraft. Very, very simple in the idea. It could be very complicated for some new people who may have never played with Pneumaticcraft. So let's go ahead and make some iron bars. We're going to make a few heat sinks. I'm going to make 16 of these as well. Why not? Well, I guess 15. 15's fine. It's all we need, I guess. Whatever. There's really no set amount that you need. I'm just going to have as many, just so I can place a lot down. Alright, and then we're also going to be looking for another item, which is going to be called a vortex tube. And we're going to need a few of these as well, so I'm just going to grab 12 of those. I don't know if we're going to need 12, but I'm going to grab them just in case. Alright, so, remember how earlier I said we're going to need pressurized tubes? Well, I'm going to go ahead and just grab a stack. We do have some leftovers in here, and we'll worry about those later. Now, let's get on with the business here. So, all the way up here, I do have this platform. Now, I want Draconic Evolution to be up here. So technically I need somewhere to store this. All the Pneumaticcraft stuff. Well, I figured that I could probably place it underneath here. So underground might be a good place. By the way, I won't be able to fly. So that's why I have these signs here. I was testing out some different type of fuel and seeing how well it worked inside of our... inside of the, what is it called? The petrified fuel generator. And I was just testing out that special coal that ups the efficiency. But yeah, it wasn't that great. 128 RF per tick is not as good as the, yeah, I don't know, the max on a normal block, which is 800, and then we get 1300 from over here. So, anyways, oh, that's funny. The TNT actually blew our frame off the wall. I forgot that it does that. Okay, so let's get to work. We're going to go ahead and build a platform real quick. Chisel, where are you? There you are. And I'm going to use, let's see. I think the basalt actually looks pretty decent. And I'm going to place that under the building here. Or actually, we can probably make a whole platform. Because now I can fly. I can fly now. So I'm thinking, underneath here, we do like just a small build. Nothing too fancy. Because honestly, we don't need that much. We will have this above us. I'm kind of... I don't know. Maybe we should not do it there. Maybe we should literally build a wall off the side or something. I hate to make it not symmetrical because it's such a nice setup here. Oh, man. It's so hard. Actually, you know what? We'll just build off the front. We will just build off the front. How's that? And we'll grab our unbreakable wand. And it's going to be, this is 5, so 3, 1, 2. That'll push that out 3. 1, 2. Now we have a square. That will work for now. That'll work. We're trying to finish this, so we're trying to get it completed. Alright, so pressure chamber itself. Let's go ahead and build this thing. We won't be able to really use it yet, but I will go ahead and get the pressure chamber built. Now I will need a lever. There we go, and a hopper. Or chest, actually. I'm gonna need a chest. And a hopper. Perfect. Okay. So with that all said and done, let me go ahead and build the actual pressure chamber. Now I'm gonna leave a spot in the back, and we're gonna start placing down this. So you need to get kind of a 3x3. That's what I normally build. You can actually build these bigger, but for right now, I'm worrying about speed, not anything else. I can tell that whenever the mod was made, there isn't a sound set for the placing of this block, which is kind of funny. Okay, so we have this set up. I do want the front to be the glass, so I didn't even grab that. Let's go over here. I think that our power might have run out. Looks like it did. There we go. Anyways. Pressure chamber. Let's actually grab one of the pressure chamber walls, which is glass, which is what I want to be. I want it to be on the front. We're going to break the sides here. On one of these sides is going to be an input and one's going to be an output. So this side, let's see. This is the, okay, this is the output. So I want this side over here to be the output. Let me get in here. Alright, so this, I'm going to place the output on this side, and the input will be on this side. So I on that side, O on this side. So, as you can tell. And it just depends on how you place them. That's honestly all that changes there. Then on the back, we're going to get this, which is going to be the pressure valve. And I might expand this out a little bit. But for right now, all we have to do now is place this block on top. And it is complete. And we now have the pressure chamber. Now, this is going to be used later on. Right now, we really need to focus on getting our other fluids set up. So that's what I'm about to do. So we have our tank of oil, and then we have this thing. And I'm going to place it over here, I guess, would be a decent place. And this has a huge interface, by the way. And it runs off of heat, not power, heat. And we're going to have to stack this 3 high. And then what I like to do is take these vortex tubes, figure out which side's what. Okay, so this is the cold side, this is the hot side. We need to put it the opposite direction. So it needs to go like this, where the hot side's facing it. Same with that, hot side facing. On the back side, I put heat sinks to help disperse the cold, so that way this thing can stay hotter. Alright, so that is working. Now, we need some way to power this. I'm looking, basalt, is that something we are completely run out of? I think so. So, what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to get some more of this converted. Because I'm going to build with it. Oh, my item frame's all broke. Oh no. I totally forgot the item frames break with TNT. That's hilarious, though. That is straight up hilarious. Alright, I'm gonna get some more of the basalt made. And then I'll have some more building material. Alright, so I'm gonna build off the side here. 3 more. To give me a little bit more room. And like, this may just become a big part of this whole structure. It doesn't cost anything. Alright, so back here, we're going to take those air compressors. And we're going to get these guys set up. So, each air compressor is going to be hooked to this with a tube. Much like so. Awesome. And now we actually need to get coal to this. So let's take a couple pieces of coal. We'll fill these with coal. These are going to build up pressure as they have coal. And this is going to start to get hot. Right? So, with that being done, let's take our oil that is in the drum back here. And we're going to place that there. And we're going to get some pipes. Let's see. I guess we could use thermal hardened fluid ducts for this, or at least for this setup, to get the oil into it. There we go, and we'll put the servo in the back and turn it on. That's going to start pumping oil into this main reservoir. Now there's going to be 3 separate places that fluid is going to be generated, and it's going to be here, here, and here. So as the temperature gets up to 100, you can see the little arrow here pointing. Once it gets up to 100, it will start to work faster. And this is the part that's going to take a little bit of time. Because we need LPG, which is plastic. So the LPG, I think, stores at the top. I'm not entirely sure. As you can see right here, not enough heat. That will fix. Yeah, there's the LPG. It comes up to the top. Well, we're going to take where's it at? The thermopneumatic processing plant. I'm going to plop that into the front. And on the side, this thing, I don't think it needs heat, but it does need the LPG, and it does need some sort of item to change it. So LPG can be used inside this thing with coal to be converted into plastic. So let's go ahead and get that done. I'm going to take a little bit of this coal, throw that in there, and then we're actually going to pipe out the LPG. Now I need a wrench. That is something that I'm going to need. Or a crescent hammer, I think. Yeah, it's a crescent hammer. Alright, so I'm going to take you. Take the crescent hammer. We don't need that hook there. And we'll take one of those. And we'll get the LPG pulled out. Now the LPG is going to go in here, as you can see. I think this needs the temperature to be cooled down. So to do that, we can take another one of the air compressors and another vortex tube. Except for this vortex tube is going to be facing that way. And then we're going to use an air compressor from here. Why not? To power this. And then we're going to go ahead and throw in some coal. And this is going to make it super cold. And this is where we're also going to need a heat sink on the back of this as well. And that should pull the heat out of this. You can see that this side right here is hot. But we need to reduce the heat. The west temperature should start getting colder. Should help drop the temperature. And it may honestly help if we pulled this thing away from this structure, because it actually is reading the heat off of this as well. Almost positive that is what's happening. Yes, that is definitely what's happening. You know what? We're going to move this over into its own section. By the way, and with Pneumaticcraft, yes, stuff does leak air. That is just a thing that happens. Yeah, let's move this. We'll worry about the LPG, how we're going to transfer it. We'll worry about that in a minute. Alright, so let's go ahead and we'll place this here now. This should cool itself down. It needs to calm down there. And we need another one of these vortex tubes. Let's get that set up now. I have done this, I think, with just a heatsink. If I remember correctly, putting a heatsink on here actually allows it to disperse the temperature faster. It's been a while. It's been just a little bit. I need more LPG in here. I think that's one of the major things. Let's get some more of the pipes. So we're going to make some more hardened fluid ducts if we have enough. Okay, that is perfect. That's fine. I think this is enough to reach. Yep, that should be enough to reach. There we go. Awesome. And we need some more pressure power to go into this. Now, don't let this confuse you. Don't let this confuse you, because, like I said, it does take, it did take me a little bit of time to understand and learn how to use this mod. So there we go. And this should... Oh, wait, this requires high temperature. Wait. What am I doing? Convert this. We need to be using the other side. We need high temperature on this bad boy. High temperature. Not cold temperature. High temperature. There we go. So now this should start increasing in temperature. We probably can then have this hooked up there. I thought it was needing low temperature. Boy, was I wrong. So yeah, I'm gonna set this back up how I had it. With it needing high temperature. That is definitely the better option. Because it builds temperature off of here. I'm not understanding. There it goes. There it goes. Perfect. So yeah, that should work. Now it may need a little bit of help getting to the temperature, which is completely understandable. Which is where we're going to use this to help it. Right? So another vortex tube. And with these, you can put pipes on top. So let me actually show you that. Pipes can go on top here. And let's go add a heatsink. And we should be able to actually route this over like so. That might work. I don't know if this is going to get enough pressure. It looks like it is building pressure. Same with that. Bar 3. Yes, they are building pressure. Okay. They should even out to the same pressure that this is maxing at. Just will take a little bit of time. Alright, so this has hit 90. I think this needs to hit 100. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply another heat over here. That's why I said you want to make a bunch of these. It's just going to be a necessity at this point. Perfect. Nope. There we go. Awesome. And the LPG is what we're waiting on. We need that to make plastic. So here's the plastic. Not this plastic. This plastic. Yes, we're going to need 100 to make that much. But we need this temperature to get up to 100. Which is taking a little bit of time, actually. Just a little bit of time. And then how much of this is it processing? Okay, so it looks like this is building up temperature as well. It looks like it took a little bit of time to build up that temperature. There it goes. 9900, and it does its process. So now it's just a matter of waiting. Right here is our processing unit for actually producing. Yeah, this is building back up. This is the processing unit for producing and converting items over. So it doesn't take much to do this, guys. It doesn't take much. It's actually a really nice looking setup. So at this point, as we jump into processing and making things in our pressure chamber, we're going to need some things called a security upgrade. Now, this thing is pretty easy to make. We are going to need a few levers. I think that's going to be one of the few things that's going to hold us back. That is if our power doesn't just constantly keep running out. But yeah, we're going to need a few of the levers. I went ahead and made all the pressure gauges. Yeah, look, let's see. How many levers are we going to need? I'm going to make a stack of them, or whatever. Let's see. This. 8. That's how many I want to make. 8 of those produces 8 security upgrades. Perfect. So these security upgrades are going to help us to not blow things up. Because you can blow pipes up in Pneumaticcraft. And it's something that you want to avoid. And then also want to make speed upgrades. But as you can see, the speed upgrades require lubricant. And lubricant's a pretty heavy process, which requires you to take diesel, which you do get inside of our, that is broke down from oil, in the same process that we're producing plastic. But we can bypass that. We have emeralds. So let's take a stack of emeralds, and let's start buying some stuff. So I have my chest already linked up over here, and I have some emeralds in it. Let's start producing. For one thing, I need one of the PCB blueprints, right? I need one of those. And then I also want some lubricant. And I'm going to buy like 8 buckets of that. I'm going to place an order. And we got to wait for Amazon to deliver it. With their mighty drones of Minecraftiness, right? The, the delivery drone. I love how they're named and everything. So yeah, we should wait. I wonder if we get 2 drones. Yes, we do. Haha, we get one to deliver the fluid and everything else. Okay, so let's get some buckets. Because that's how we're going to pick up this stuff. There we go. That is empty. And we're just going to throw all those buckets back in here. And there we go. Alright, so making speed upgrades. I did just now put sugarcane in here. And I noticed that, like, it's not wanting to work mainly because there's no power going to it. That would make sense. So let's throw some power in this bad boy. And that should help out a bit. And just for the sake of it, let's throw a couple upgrades. Can I still fly? Yes. Perfect. So that should be providing a little bit of power, allowing this to actually produce sugarcane. Right? There's a sugarcane. Perfect. And we're going to use this to make some sugar. Now, we should have a little bit of sugar, but we need upgrades. Right? Speed upgrades. So, let's go ahead and make some of those. Right? We're going to need the buckets of lubricant. And I don't know how many of those. I guess we can make 3 of them. So these are going to help out dramatically here in just a bit when we go to pressurize this. Alright, so on the back, we may need to give ourselves a little bit more space. Not much, not much. But we're going to take the air compressors here. I'm going to place them like so. The more you have, I would say it's going to help a little bit when it comes to when it comes to pressurizing this faster. Is really all this is coming down to. So I'm going to drop those. We're going to get some more. And I'm going to put a security upgrade in each one of these. Every single one of these is going to get a security upgrade. Just so I don't blow some pipes up on accident. That is the last thing I want to do. And there we go. I thought I made 8 of those. Why did I only put 4 in? Did somebody take more than... I thought I had 8 of those made. Oh, I guess I do. 4, yeah, 8, never mind. Look at me, mathing on camera. I know that's a no-no. Why am I even doing it? Okay, so with the coal, let's go ahead and get coal in here. There we go. Coal, 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 coal. I think we need a little bit more coal. And that should start pressurizing our main machine. Should. Alright, we'll get that and that. Alright, so this should build up pressure now. And as of right now, here's our gauge. And you can see it's starting to pressurize up. Now, I'm going to put a hopper on this side. And on the other side, we're going to switch this to a redstone mode with high signal. And this is where our lever is going to come in handy. Because we're going to have this set like that. And I think as long as it's on, or as long as it's off, it will stay closed. When I turn it on, then it will dispense items. And that is a very important thing to have. So we're going to need a chest. And luckily for us, this actually exports right to a chest. Like it'll push right to a chest for us. Alright, so we're going to need a few things. We have plastic building up in here now. This is the plastic mixer. I did place it down, just went ahead and connected it to here. But we're going to need some dye. We're going to need a few things. We're going to need red. Some red dye. We're going to need... And I don't know if we have enough of the red... Oh, yeah, we totally have enough red. We're going to need red, green, which is cactus. Which I'm pretty sure I have some already cooked up. Yes, there we go. Like that, and we're going to need some lapis. That should be pretty easy. Pretty easy now. So, what we're going to need as of right now is we're going to start working on the PCB. So if you take a look at the programmer, it's going to require a printed circuit board. The printed circuit board is going to require all of these pieces, which all of these are made in the pressure chamber, and they just require a bit of plastic themselves. But this requires the max amount of time, which is going to be getting a, not a failed PCB, but a normal PCB, an empty PCB. And we're going to require green plastic and a compressed ingot. Pretty simple. So I'm going to take a stack of these out, because we're going to need those later on. And then we're going to pull this tab to the side, and we're going to do one green. That's all it takes. All it takes. And we're going to do one of these, and we're going to throw both of these in here. It's going to open up the chamber. This should be pressurized enough at this point. It throws it in there. You see it finished the process, and it's ready to go. Now we flip the lever, and it goes into the chest. And then you flip the lever back, and you're good to go. That makes it a little bit easier. Now, to get this thing to be upgraded, we need it connected to a UV light box. Well, we haven't made that yet. We're going to need this thing. Pretty easy to make. I think we have literally all the items to make it. Perfect. Minus this blueprint. Alright, so something blew up. Oh wait, no, this is leaking... This is leaking air now because it has hit its max. Now, this thing does get pretty loud, so I'm going to back up. Now, we did get that blueprint. That's what we asked for earlier. Let's stand back because it makes a lot of noise. And we'll get that UV light box. Alright, here's really what the speed upgrades were for, is this. This is going to take a lot of time. And that's why I'm going to use an air compressor here. With some coal. We're going to throw the pressure tube on there. Hook that to the pressure tube. Oh, it has to go a certain way. Like that. We'll put a security upgrade in here. And speed upgrades in here. And the speed upgrades, we're going to throw this inside. And this, once it gets enough pressure, which actually we may need to do that, make this a little bit faster. There we go. And we should build up some pressure Once this hits max, I will replace the speed upgrades from here for this. Well, actually, those say... That said 3. I almost... It looked like it said 3. Alright, and this... Yeah, it's swapping back and forth. Why is it doing that? That is weird. There we go. And I'm going to throw this in here, and you can see etch success time, 7%. It's going to take a little bit of time to do this process. So, while we wait, we're going to work on something else. So, the next thing that we're going to need as we wait for this, it is almost done here. We're going to need to throw all of these items in here. The spider eye, the gunpowder, and the 2 rotten flesh in a bucket and 2 green plastic. All of these items need to go inside here. We're going to be making etching acid. Now, etching acid is going to take a guaranteed 5 minutes for this to process after this step is done. But we need the etching acid in the first place. So, all of those things should combine together inside here. If I've done it all correctly. I think etching acid... I think I did all the items right? Right? Yes. Oh, we needed a bucket of water. So, let me dump all these items back out. As I messed one little thing up, one little detail, which was instead of it being an empty bucket, it needs to be a full bucket. Here I am. I'm just wasting a little time trying to fit this all inside of a fairly small episode today, not taking too much time. But there's our empty PCB. That's one of the major processes, one of the major parts of this. Alright, last but not least, our bucket. After our plastic. Basically what this is doing is, if we can kind of see here, it's opening the door and closing the door to prevent pressure loss. Or to keep it at least to a minimum. Okay, so all that noise aside, let's grab a bucket of water now, and then we'll repeat the process over here. So now that we have that etching acid, let's go ahead and dump it out. I'm pretty sure I have it. It's like, oh, I guess it may have, maybe in the chest. There it is. I thought I had it for a second. Alright. I keep jumping there. Let's go ahead and pour this out, and we're gonna have to throw this item in. And we have to pretty much wait for that item to process. But while we're waiting for it to etch there, we can start working on some of the other things of the programmer. Alright, so the programmer is going to require a lot of red plastic, black plastic, and some of these pieces. I think we literally have enough stuff to be able to do this. All we need is like 6 buckets worth of plastic for this. And then we need 1, 2, 3, so 6. So 6 of this repeated. And you can actually do this all in one fell swoop. So we need 6 gold, and we're going to need 12 redstone. 6 gold, 12 redstone. So 12 redstone and gold. Just 6, right? That's all it needs for 2 of those little propeller looking things. And make sure this is turned off, and then we'll dump all the items in there, basically. And then we're going to need the last few things, which is red plastic. We need 5 red plastic and 1 black plastic. Do we have enough? Not yet, but we're slowly building up enough. So there's 4 red plastic. We need enough of this LPG to build up here. We need just a little bit more to be able to produce the amount that we need. So it is just going to take a little bit of time. I don't think we've pushed through any of the amount that we had. We have still 42 buckets of oil over here. So yeah, we're nowhere near that amount. But yeah, all we have left to do is just wait, really. Oh, and actually these are done. These are done, ready to be pulled out. And so they should all come in one go. And there we go. Those guys are done. Now this should be as simple of a fix as everything else. By the way, if you do pick this up in that process, it'll tell you that the etching process is at 41%. So you can check the etching on this. And the one where it says success rate, that is if it is a broken PCB. So let me go ahead and throw that in there, get our thing back on board. And then this is literally as simple as just crafting it, right? Let me take a look at exactly how these go. Yeah. 2 of those, And really, we're just waiting on a bit of plastic in this. So let's check on this and see how it's going. Oh, it's done. It's an assembled PCB. Now, we have a few other things that we need to do before we are completely done. We need to get this thing turned into something else. Oh wait, the unassembled, yeah, we need to turn it into a circuit board. So we need these transistors and capacitors, and each transistor requires plastic. Now, this thing is now blazing. I did add some blocks around it. I think that helps, like, retain some of the heat, even though this does disperse heat a little bit. But yeah, this thing should be running as about as efficient as it possibly can when it goes to producing plastic. Now, we do have almost everything completed. We do need one more red and one black. That is going to be everything for the main container component. But the last thing we are going to need, like I said, is going to be the 3 capacitors, which is going to be 3 black for that, and then the other one is going to be blue, I'm almost positive. This is going to be cyan. So 3 cyan, let's actually do those first. And as we're doing this, the other stuff should be processing. So, 3 cyan, it just requires some redstone, and they're both the same way, just requires different plastic. So let's split this, and then all I gotta do is make sure this lever is turned up, and then we'll throw all of these items in there and let them process. And then I'm gonna repeat for the other one, and then we should be ready to go. This sound muffler is amazing, and that is reducing all the hissing sounds that this system is making. So, we're about ready. We're about ready, guys. Let's take a look now at the unassembled PCB, or I guess the programmer. The programmer is almost done. Literally, all there's left to do is just crafting. And guys, we now have the programmer. It literally just took one episode. Really nice. And we're gonna get tons of good loot from this, which one of them is gonna be a satchel, which is really nice. And we'll be able to use that satchel. So, let's go ahead and complete this task by dropping it in here. And hopefully have enough room in our inventory for all that good loot. And look at the satchel. The satchel comes with all of the music discs. So, if you wanted music discs, well, you have them now. You pretty much have all the music discs. But we need a way to power all of this stuff, because currently this stuff is all dead at the moment. And I think we might enchant this stuff later on as well. I don't think I have... Oh, I do have a way to charge. Right here. Everything that I have, which mainly the pick I want to be charged, bow to be charged, all this stuff can be charged up, our armor can be charged up, everything can be good. I only want a little bit of charge in everything, just so that way if I do take any damage, this can be activated. There we go. And that's about it. The bow we will use later on. Till then, the bow can actually be charged up. Is this still... pulling power, by the way? That thing... Oh, it will only charge if it has blocks to charge from. I guess that makes sense. So this will charge, so let's throw the bow in there. And these guys are awesome. You hit V on the keyboard to activate them, or at least it used to be. I think you have to go into the options and controls to actually find this, and with my UI set the way it is changed. Control. I think this is from... Cough-core, which I think is at the very bottom of everything. I'm almost positive it's down here. We had to look for this last time. Last time there was something to do with this this armor that we had to search for, and I think it was under Cough-core, Cough keys, yeah. Cycle item mode. I think that is what it is. Yes. Cycle item mode is what it is. So yeah, I set it to V, and then you can activate your item. So if you have issues figuring out where that's at, that's because the defaulted key is not set. So yeah, that helps out a little bit. When this is activated, this thing can become super powerful, but it does use some of your power. Guys, this has been an awesome episode. I hope you guys enjoyed learning about Pneumaticcraft. If you did, guys, don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and also give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it, guys. You're awesome, and as always, thanks for watching.